We're joined today by Chris Stevens, Managing Director of Coda Minerals. Chris, thanks for your time.
Good morning, David. Thanks for having me.
When we last spoke, the focus was on exploration and boosting recoveries. How have you fared?
At Elizabeth Creek, so we've got 1.1 million tonnes in contained copper equivalent in South Australia, just next door to Carrapateena, down the road from Oak Dam West. As I've said many times, there's a lot more than neurology when you've got 1.1 million tonnes in primarily JORC indicated, so about 93% indicated, the rest is inferred. One of the challenges over the years has been increasing recoveries, especially from the two open pits, MG14 and Windabout. Emmy Bluff itself is a very significant copper deposit with over 800,000 tonnes of contained copper equivalent there. Now, obviously, you can go exploring and you can improve recoveries to get more copper, cobalt, and silver out of this thing. So we've had massive success on this. Recoveries at MG14 gone up 20%, silver and copper both up 20% in absolute terms, so from about 60% to 80%. Even Emmy Bluff had material improvements to that at no real increase to capex as well. So the economics of the project have gone, let's talk post-tax, which are grown-up numbers, so 510 million post-tax to $802 million with the most recent iteration of the study. IRR now very healthy, well over 30%. Pre-tax, we're talking 1.2 billion. Now, ASX doesn't like peer comparisons, so I'm not going to do them here, but I do encourage people to look very seriously at the capex figures, the net present values of companies in this space, and I believe you'll find Coda to compare very, very well amongst its peers now. Huge amount of work, 510 to 802 in a year, superb. On the exploration side of things, we were targeting last time I spoke to you, so we've done work to define the 2D active seismic, which picks the main resource body phenomenally. And then we've got some exploration down the south of the tenure as well. So right now, as we speak, we're drilling. We've done 4 RC pre-collars. The diamond is due to start very soon. We're on it, and we should have results relatively soon.
What is the focus this year for Coda? You mentioned drilling, but what should investors be looking at over the next 6 to 12 months?
Look, the big catalyst last year was obviously those recoveries. Now, that's resulted in a huge increase to the net present value of the project. The big catalysts from here, obviously drilling. When you've got such a large resource, drilling is nice to have. It's not something that's maybe keeping me up. I mean, it always keeps you awake a bit at night because drilling's exciting and it's important. But the big catalysts for us are really around the main deposit. We may be able to add to it through drilling, and then funding. So we are getting taken increasingly seriously by real groups. This is a project I absolutely believe will go forwards to be a mine, and big catalyst there in the copper price as well. We're seeing glimmers of real change. I mean, copper's well over our assumed copper price in the scoping study. So we use 9,260, which is $4.20 a pound. We use that because major groups we speak to were underwriting copper at that kind of price in their own models. We're seeing a lot of companies use 10,000 now, and we're seeing the price move towards that. So again, copper's well over our assumptions, massive sentiment coming in, exploration's happening, a lot of funding discussions continuing to happen, and you know what it's like. Everyone sits there, the BD departments, the funders, oh, we're not sure about sentiment, and then suddenly tipping point comes and it all starts moving. We are so prepared to be moving, and that's what we're focused on. So big catalysts.
It's all about being prepared. The sentiment's strongly in your favour. The tailwinds are up. Exciting times ahead for Coda and its shareholders. Chris, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Cheers.